start with a little music. If you want to hang out with God, be joyful. Staying joyous is the ultimate superpower. It solves everything. Singer. But here's Rumi in Nibble at me. Nibble at me. Don't gulp me down. How often is it that you have a guest in your house who can fix everything? When we travel hopefully and joyously, we are better companions to ourselves and a world in process. Welcome to Shelter and Grace, a sound meditation for a pandemic and beyond. It's brought to you by myself, Reverend Eleesabeth Hager, and San Francisco Unity. Here we shelter together in place every morning, Wednesday through Sunday, in our own homes together, to pause together, because meditation helps us be spacious enough to have a moment between the world and our reaction to the world. It is both prayer and meditation as one thing. Our practice here is a conversation with the holy. A conversation with the holy inside, between ourselves and ourselves. As we drop down to our private inner sanctums, we have this conversation because we're better when we connect to the higher, when we access the higher, and when we rely on that higher, that source, God, the witness, the observer. So our practice here is to listen better to that still small voice, and then speak it into the world as it is ours to do. From this place of wisdom where there is nothing wrong, there is nothing broken. We use it all, making none of it wrong. We use wind chimes from the Pyrenees, mountains. We use a singing bell from India. And we use a moyo drum, which you've heard. It's an ongoing process and a practice to be awake to what is moving us, to clearly see our edges, and how to be wise gardeners of our lives and of this world. The attributions and readings today, which we will do, we'll set an intention and then we'll begin the meditation. The attributions are from Rumi, called Nibble at Me, from Love Poems from God, translated by Ludinsky. 12 sacred voices from the East and West. A little bit from Daily Word from last Sunday about joy. And then, of course, we're finishing up Untethered Soul book review. We're finishing up next week. but there are resonances that are still reverberating in my own head from some beautiful salons that we've been having and discussions. So I'm going to quickly review some of the things from chapter 14 and 15 about the power of choosing happiness and the universal principle of non-resistance. So this is a quote from Singer. If you want to hang out with God, be joyful. Staying joyous is the ultimate power. It solves everything. So the fact it solves everything is also a quote from Singer, which reminded me of the Rumi quote. These things are not new, but they become new when we practice them. The antidote, as Singer says, always is to keeping our heart open to whatever life offers us, throws at us, or whatever we react to. He talks about the power of choosing happiness rather than choosing to accept ourselves and our other as they are and the world as it is. Singer asks why we place conditions on our happiness. It's a good question. If you do this, then I'll be happy. If you do that, then I'll love you. If the world changes this way, then I can be happy. If you become this, then I can be happy. But those are transactions. It's not love. And when we wait on the world to change, when we wait on the world, it's a recipe for unhappiness. Because these universal principles are about accepting the world as it is. And then we have the clarity and the energy to take action according to what moves us, according to what is ours to do, to change that world for the better. This also, it touches on the principle of non-resistance, and it sort of feels lazy to the Western mind, because I was prairie raised to bootstrap myself, to make things happen, to have willpower, right? But I am resisting. He defines non-resistance as neither pushing life away nor pulling it toward you. Then I am not creating any resistance, like in the water, like swimming against the current in the water. He says that non-resistance is about being present and witnessing and experiencing the events of our lives. And he also says that Singer says that resistance takes tremendous energy, and when we accept what it is, the world as it is, we have all access to all that energy. This is a universal principle. And as I look back on my life, the things, plan A, the things that I wanted to have happen, didn't. But the things I'm most grateful for in my life right now are the ones that were just gifted to me. It's just grace. It was just grace. So I'd like to affirm this in our affirmation now, to allow things to open up. First of all, Daily Word says this about joy. Joy comes quietly as the peaceful assurance of God's presence, wherever I am, whatever I'm doing. Let me do that again. Joy comes quietly as the peaceful assurance of God's presence, wherever I am, whatever I'm doing. My awareness of joy brings a glow to even the most ordinary of days, as I engage wholeheartedly in all that is mine to do today. I share my joy with everyone. Good. So now our intention. We affirm this process, the process and the practice and the choice to continually shine the light on what comes up and accepting what is. We affirm joy. We affirm the support and connection of each other. And we affirm the higher perspective of the higher power. whatever you're joyous about today, whatever you're grateful for. Breathe it in through the heart. Breathe it in. Let it light you up. And exhale. Exhale all that is yours to exhale all that is not yours to do in this very moment. Breathe in another breath of gratitude, and this time, when we hold it, send it to any place in your body that is holding stress, that is not accepting the world as it is, and that needs a little joy this morning. All right. Let's breathe gratitude in through our hearts. Breathe it in. Exhale and send it to that place. So you are all joy. All joy right now. All joy right now. That is a superpower. Your breath actively. Your breath, the image of the ocean, the sounds of the ocean, the sounds, the beautiful sounds of the bells. yourself drifting gently, with joy. Gather those pieces back to center. Return home. Prodigal pieces. If you want to hang out with God, be joyful. Staying joyous is the ultimate power. It solves everything. Rumi. Nibble at me. Don't gulp me down. How often is it you have a guest in your house who can fix everything? nibble at me. Don't gulp me down. How often is it you have a guest in your house who can fix everything? If you want to hang out with God, be joyful. We remember this ground of being and of joy. We remember this home where we drop down underneath the breath, under the turbulence, and just be. This place of acceptance. We remember this place where we reset with each breath. We are the gardeners of our lives, And we remember this ground. And so it is. In closing, we affirm this process and this practice and this choice to continually shine the light on what comes up, accepting what is, accepting the help of God or the perspective of the observer, or as Rumi says, the guest in our house, to help us move forward as better companions to this world in process. This is a day that the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Blessings on your day. I'm so happy that you came and joined me. Thank you, Rock. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, all of those who will be seeing this later. Thank you for asking me to show up as my highest self. Blessings on your day.